my name is Jeremy Trabue, and I teach English at Chemeketa Community College down in Salem, but I live in Southeast Portland, both in Oregon. And besides being a teacher, I'm a husband and a dad. And when I think about fear, I think about my kids, not because they scare me, but because I'm scared of what the world can do to them. So when I try to deal with intense emotions like fear, usually what happens is I try to channel them into art and usually writing and usually a poem. So I'm going to share a poem with you. And this poem has a couple of references, some obvious and some not so obvious. One, it begins with 2 lines from an Emily Dickinson poem. And 2, it talks about Sartre and nausea, and that's a reference to a short novel by the French philosopher and novelist Jean-Paul Sartre, in which he talks about a lot of things, but one of the things he talks about is the fear of falling. And he says what we call the fear of falling is not really the fear of falling, it's the fear of our own freedom to jump. So you'll see that reference in there. So this poem is called Ocean Park. Too bright for our infirm delight, the truth's superb surprise. Any roller coaster can be fast, violent, and these are. Any roller coaster can be loud, spine-jarring, and these are. Any roller coaster can be run by indifferent, distracted teenagers, and these are. None of which is enough to snuff out the wild thrill learned as a man-child. Sartre, geometry, lust, heat, sugar, humidity, nausea. Thrust into freedom, and seizing it for once. The ride, her hand, everything else, the candy. Not the fear of falling, but of jumping. I bought that for a long time, but that's wrong. As we learn at Ocean Park, down at the very tip of Hong Kong, the real fear, the deep nausea which you won't master, ever, you're done, turn out the lights. Here, in their cunning, they built regular roller coasters into an irregular place and location, location, location. The ridge of an island jutting prow-like, falling away 1,200 feet into the South China Sea. The pitiless wine-dark sea, far below and forever, and they swing the tracks out and over the nothing forever, the nothing of air and the nothing of salt water forever. The fear, not of falling, nor of jumping, but of watching. Strapped in, hurtling over the nothing, of watching, even in the mind's eye, the straps breaking, the belt snapping, the thin web of tiny bolts and cotter pins and fatigued aluminum unraveling, and surrendering your children to Newtonian mechanics, turning them over to forces, momentum, gravity. The mind's eye seeing the arc, plotting it out into the nothing, seeing their little faces turning towards you as they fly. Of course, it is always true. Anything. Some hapless fool asleep at the wheel crossing the center line, some betrayal of the bone marrow. It's not in us to keep them safe, to save them from most anything. But here at Ocean Park, hurtling 1,200 feet over the infinite sea, feeling all the violence of force pulling you into nothing, watching the two of them in the car in front of you, seeing the unraveling, the trajectory, the faces, even only with the eye of imagination. At Ocean Park, the truth's superb surprise is far too bright for my infirm delight. Thank you very much. Best wishes of the season and Happy New Year to you.
This has been a production of Trinity Episcopal Cathedral in Portland, Oregon. Music for this podcast was performed by James Walton. For more information about Trinity and our community, go to www.trinity-episcopal.org.